Welcome to this U.S. environmental training on the introduction to photoionization detectors. Today we are going to cover the Tiger Ion Science Tiger PID and the Ray 3000 PID. Basic overview of a PID. They were the first handheld devices that could provide quality real-time data in the field, which drastically reduced the cost and timeliness of site assessments. They're used to detect volatile organic compounds, otherwise known as VOCs. A common one that we have heard a lot of is benzene. We get a lot of calls to detect benzene. The data from PIDs are used to determine if contaminants are present in the air, water, and or soil. And they're typically the first device used for phase 1 site assessments and used to continue on phase 2 site assessments and the environmental cleanup, remediation, and the overall safety of the workers. So they're throughout all phases, the PID would be on site and being used. They provide a broad overview of contaminants that are present in the detectable range, but they will not tell you specific compounds that are present. Basically, if there is a volatile organic compound within its range, it's going to give you a number on the screen, and it's going to tell you that something is there. It's not going to specify what it is. And the further down in the phases you go, a lot of times the client will already know what they're looking for example, benzene, and they may ask to set the response factor for benzene. And that's something that the technicians can do on their end. They would look up the response factor on either the Ray documentation or the Tiger documentation. Basic overview of the accessories that typically come with the instruments. Alkaline packs, moisture/dust filters, regulator Tedlar bag, charging cord, and sometimes zero filters. And one of the things we would also probably ask for would be, are they data logging? In the Ray picture, you can see a COM cable. That's something else that we would supply if needed. And this is also a breakdown of the accessories with the sales item number. You can find a link to this below under details. And some other things, like I mentioned, would be the isobutylene, the cal gas, the regulator, the Tedlar bag, and the data cable. Some alert related information when you're getting the call and taking the order. PIDs can be found under rental class 1000 to 1030. This is all based on pricing. They may be looking for a PBB instrument or a PPM instrument, or they may need an 11.7 lamp versus a 10.6 lamp. These are all questions you would want to ask. They may not know if they need an 11.7 or a 10.6. So if they have an idea of what compounds may be on site, we could look it up on the chart to see if they require an 11.7 lamp. But most cases, the clients are using the 10.6, and they usually know when they want the 11.7. The 11.7 has a lot shorter shelf life and runtime, and it's also more expensive. So it's not as common, but it does go out quite frequently, and it's something that we should be asking. When preparing the instrument for rental, we at US Environmental, our goal is always to provide the best rental experience possible. The equipment must go out in top-notch condition. This means everything from cleaning inside the case with a vacuum if you need to, making sure that there's no grass left over, cleaning the outside of the case, scrubbing it down. And one easy step to really kind of make the instrument shine is just to clean the rubber boots. We usually use citrus cleaner. It's called RAM. It's very diluted, but it works really well, and it's not harmful. And it seems to take off most of the grease and grime, and even can take off stickers on the cases and things like that. Another thing I always push to, roll up the charging cord neatly. Don't just throw it in the case. Presentation is everything. We want a good, presentable item. When a client opens the box, they want to see something that looks brand new. Also, I've attached 2 links for under details for the calibration videos, one for the Ray and one for the Tiger. And please click on those after this video. Once the calibration is complete and the instrument is cleaned and the case is ready, this is an idea of how it's packed. I'm going to note that the gas is in this case. However, if it's being shipped, you would not ship it in this packing case. It would go in its own box as a hazardous goods shipment. Post-rental, this would be when the instrument comes back. When the instrument's received by the receiving department, it should be inspected. It should be inspected within the first 24 hours for any damage or malfunction. It goes through multiple phases of inspection. It goes through receiving, then it goes to the technicians. And the technicians give it a more thorough overview, turn the unit on, basically make sure that it's not malfunctioning, and that they can prepare it and get it ready for another order if needed in a timely manner. If it is deemed not functioning properly, it should be put on maintenance, either a soft down or a hard down. Soft down being something that we could fix in-house and we probably can fix fairly quickly within a few minutes to an hour. Hard down would be physical damage or board damage or something that we're not going to really be able to fix until parts come in, and we would have to ship it to a factory to get repaired or even back for a factory calibration. Common damage would include some missing items, maybe a missing charger, missing regulator, things like that. And physical damage, cracked screens, got run over by a truck, we've seen that. And water damage and just general contamination, covered in mud and maybe stinks really bad and we don't know what the contaminant is. This information would need to be passed along to customer service and most likely the site directors to let them know to communicate with the client on our findings. And anytime you can document it by taking a picture, that's also beneficial. And we have a folder in the team's technicians page under files, damaged photos, damaged instruments. There's a bunch of photos in there already. This being one of them would be an example of a Tiger that came back with a broken screen. Customer service was notified. It was documented and picture was saved to the file. So that completes the photoionization detectors. Like I said, there are a few links under details below. This will lead you to more in-depth information on these instruments. There's a lot of quick guides, Word documents, and things like that. So these links will take you to some of those videos, and feel free to navigate and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for your time.